Pleasant good morning to all my online viewers who is viewing this program on YouTube, who do look out for this program on YouTube. So we have a packed program this morning, 7 PowerPoints. We are trying to look at persons with disability, and we are looking to see how much persons around the world have these different disabilities or to the case, right? So before I go further, I would like to say good morning to my operator Alex King, who working alongside me. Good morning to you, Alex. I hope you looking forward for a wonderful day ahead of you, you and your family and your crew. So may God lead you in the day as you go through the day and through the week. Okay. And not forgetting the other operators along too. Pleasant good morning to you too. So, as I say, we are looking at 7 different things about persons with disability, right? So, our topic concerns disability, right? So, we are looking at loss of a memory, right? If someone who lost the memory, they will not remember nothing or anything. So if myself or anyone go to that person who lose the memory, don't remember anything, that will be difficult, right? Because I can go to someone who I will know as a friend and lose the memory. You go in front of them, you stand in front of them, and you telling them, oh, your name is Patsy or your name is Mark, and they would want to know who is you and those things, right? So we really have to care or concern about these persons who lose the memories, right? So that is for losing of memories. So we're looking now at different speech now, right? When we're dealing with persons who have the different speech, there is where we have the problem, right? So we need, because sometimes persons who is deaf or hearing, right? Deaf or hearing, that person now, you have to have concern of that person who are deaf or hearing, right? Deaf or hearing is where the person might can't hear you or the person cannot talk, right? So all of this we have to look at, because if we have someone who is blind and they're walking along with a sighted person who can talk and do sign language too. So in case the both up now is a person who cannot talk or cannot hear, that person along with that blind person would able to do sign language, right? Or if that person who is walking with that deaf or dumb person and a blind person is coming to them, they would able to say to that blind person what that deaf person is saying to them, right? So I hope we understanding and getting there in what it concerns with persons with disability, right? So we are looking now for the year in Guyana. For the year in Guyana, there is 50,000 million persons with a disability, right? For the year in Guyana is 50,000 million persons in Guyana, right? When I look at this, Guyana is, how to put it, right? Is 700,000 persons in Guyana. And when I look at this, and it's showing me 50,000 billion persons in Guyana with a disability, right? And when you look at this and you listen, what is the amount of persons with disability in Guyana, I'm sure you never know that was the amount of persons with a disability in Guyana, right? So the persons in the world now who have a sorry about that, the persons in the world who have a with and is 65 million, right? I say it again, is wheelchair users, right? Sorry about that. The persons in the world who have a wheelchair is 65 million, right? 65 million persons in a wheelchair. When you look at this and you hear we have 65 million persons with a disability, 65 million persons in a wheelchair, you trying to wonder of yourself how I don't know this or how you don't know this. Well, if you have sense, you would go and Google these things, and you would see for yourself how much persons in a wheelchair, right? So we have to be concerned and know what is the amount of persons with a disability in Guyana around the world, how much wheelchair users around the world, right? So we can't be ashamed to say anything, right? And in the world, there is 2.2 billion persons who visit impaired. I'll read again. In the world, there is 2.2 billion persons with vision impairment, right? And there is 1 billion persons who have vision impairment, right? Now we are looking at persons who vision impaired in Guyana, right? We are looking at persons who vision impairment in Guyana, right? In Guyana, there is 1.4. I read again. In Guyana, there is 14,000 persons with impairment. I say again, in Guyana, there is 14,000 persons with impairment, right? And in Guyana, persons who blind is 3,000 persons, right? And in Guyana, there is 3,000 persons who blind, right? That is the amount for Guyana who is blind, and 14,000 persons who vision impairment, right? So I hope we all having an understanding in what we are looking at as persons with a disability, right? And we are looking now at persons who lose one of the leg, right? But this is not in Guyana. I didn't get the information for Guyana. I get it for USA. So for persons in the USA who lose one of the leg is 2.1 million, right? In the USA is 2.1 million persons who lose one of the leg, right? And as I say, I hope we all getting some understanding about persons with a disability and knowing the concern of persons with a disability, right? And if you don't pick up and realize what I'm talking about, I will say it again. In the USA, there is 2.1 million persons who lose the leg, right? As I say again, I didn't get the information for Guyana, I get it for USA, right? So once I get that information for Guyana, I will get back, when I come again, I will have that information for Guyana. Alright? Clerks, so all Guyanese clerks block experiment, they have 4-inch and 6-inch blocks. If you as a person who is building your homes, trying to build your fence, build your steps, they have bag of sand, they have bag of stones, they have cement, and they have spindles too to put on your steps and put on your fence, right? You can call them on 218-0442, 218-0442, 622-6814, 622-6814 for more information in how they can get that to you, right? Cultural Labor College, where they have classes in the morning from 9 to 3, and then they have classes from 5:30 to 9 o'clock. I say again, Cultural Labor College, where they have classes from 9 to 3, and then they have evening classes from 5:30 to 9 o'clock. Okay? So, if you, as a person who is working during the day, and you would like to be a part of that class, you can check with Cultural Labor College to know how you can get in and so on, okay? And we have classes for children too during the day. It's for big persons, young persons, middle-aged, any age of persons. You can join Cultural Labor College, okay? Freedom Life Ministry, where the location is in Princess and Link Street. You can't miss that. That is a 3-story building where they have service on Sundays from 7:30 to 10:30. You can go there for have some nice service with them. Then on Tuesdays, they have deliverance service on Tuesdays from 10 o'clock until the closing time. Okay? I'd like to say good morning to Bishop Joel and his crew, his family and his pastors and others, pleasant good morning to you, and so on. Okay. Buses, I'm going to speak now about buses for persons with a disability, right? We should, I don't understand why we are not, I say again, I don't understand why we are not having these buses for persons with disability, wheelchair users, a blind person, any person who have a disability. The David Tree bus them was working when we have the Granger in power, President Granger when he was in power, where we have these buses taking the school children around and so on. Now since this party get into power, they just have the buses just park up, rattling out like if it's nothing, right? We have two buses on Brick Dam there, where it's rattling out. Then we have one, well, I'm not seeing that one anymore in Norton Street anymore, like they moved that one, but I'm seeing these two buses and Brick Dam just rattling out when it can be using to take persons with disability around, right? So we need to get, and if we all hold one head and protest in front of the president office about having these buses for persons with disability, and number two, the public assistance for persons with disability, we should have more than 16,000 for a person with a disability, right? We should have more than 16,000. We should have about 40,000 or 50,000 for a person with a disability. Guyana is an growing country, right? Guyana is an growing country, and we need to do better than this, right? The government needs to do better than this, and what they is doing for person with a disability, right? Before I wrap up here again, all guiding is, if you are building your new home or building your fence, Clark's block experiment, where they have 4-inch blocks and 6-inch blocks. They have spindles too for put on your fence, and spindles to put on your steps. If you wanted a concrete step, they have all of that for you. So you can contact them on 218-0442, 218-0442, 622-6814, 622-6814 for more information. Okay? Cultural Labor College, where they have classes in the morning from 9 to 3. Then they have classes from 5:30 to 9 o'clock. Okay? So it's classes for all middle-aged persons, young, middle-aged, old. It's for everyone. So if you as a person who is working and you think you want to do a class with Cultural Labor College, you can get more information from them and how you can get there with them. Okay? So again, Freedom Life Ministry, where they have service on Sundays from 7:30 to 10:30 every Sundays. That is in Princess and Link Street. You can't miss it. It's a 3-story building. Then on Tuesdays, they have deliverance service on Tuesdays from 10 o'clock until the closing time. Okay? So you can go to Sunday service or Tuesday service, whichever one you think you want to go to, or you can go to all two. Okay? So that is all for this morning. And before I go, I would like you all to have a blessed day and a wonderful day in what you have planned for the day. And all those who are working and you are viewing this program, you will be safe at your work and in your work, in what you're doing. So on behalf of my operator Alex King, Stanley is saying bye for now. And as I say, you can share the link, send it to all of your friends and who you think will want to have more information about persons with disability and so on. And before I go, let me give out my contact number, 677 6041, 677 6041. You can send me a message, but please put your name in front so I will know who sending me a message. Or you can text or send voice note, but majority make sure you have your name there in the voice note or in the text. So you can go on YouTube, type in disability with Stanley Berford, and you will see all the YouTube program there. So bye for now.